What is going on, everybody? It is Nelly here, and welcome back to a brand new Call of Duty Cold War Zombies video. In today's video, we'll be going over how to do the brand new Easter egg on the map Firebase Z. This Easter egg can be done solo or with up to 4 players. The steps are the same no matter how many players are in the lobby, but I would suggest grabbing a buddy or two, seeing as a few steps greatly benefit from being able to hold a zombie. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Your first priority is talking to Revnov, then going through the portal to turn on the power in each area. Also, getting the Rye as soon as possible is going to be crucial. Lucky for you, I made a whole video on how to do that already, links in the description. Once you've at the very least turned on all power stations, you're going to want to make your way back to spawn through the portal. Hop down and talk to Revnov. He will direct you to Dr. Peck and equipment storage back through the portal to your left. Once you've got done speaking with Dr. Peck, you'll have to run back to Revnov's in spawn. He will then give you a key card. With this key card, you're going to need to open 3 lockers around the map. Each locker holds a vial. With these vials, we're going to be creating a truth serum, but we'll get back to that. The first locker for the first vial is located in spawn right at the bottom of the stairway to the portal. The second locker is located at the bottom level of the planning offices just before this tunnel area. And the final vial can be found in the Colonel's office right above Juggernog, just on the left over here. With these vials, you'll need to now make your way over to where the barracks are and place them in this machine in the field hospital. When you do this, a few hellhounds will start to spawn. Don't worry though, they're pretty easy to kill. However, if you're in a 4-player match, I imagine that this could get pretty hectic, but on single player while holding a zombie at the end of a round, it wasn't anything crazy. You'll then want to interact with the gas machine in the field hospital again, transferring the mixture of gases into the machine. You'll then want to interact again, picking it up. After this, you're going to run through the open lot, get onto this roof over here under the OPC, and place the gas machine on top of this vent right here. What this is going to do is start pumping Dr. Peck's truth serum into the room he's trapped in. This is our attempt to pry the coordinates for Maxis in the Dark Aether from Peck. He's going to do a little dance, give a little speech. You're then going to interact with Dr. Peck yet again.
Interrupted a lovely waltz with my Martha, but the portal, you'll need the codes to restart the quantum mainframe. Dr. Sokolov and Brahms have them, but to locate Maxis, you'll need her dimensional tracker ID tag. Sabine has that. Oh, yeah, they're all dead. Or infected. Head to the data center. There may be something that can help you.
Once you've made it to the data center, interact with this memory transfer machine towards the back of the top level. This was the most frustrating part for me personally. It's really tricky, but I believe I know for sure how to do it. So in this machine, you have 4 identical items you can pick up. Think of these as the traps from the Ghostbusters they use to catch Slimer. They function in a very similar way. For this step, you need to trap mimics in these boxes in order to get memory downloads for certain characters. The only characters' memories we're worried about are Sokolov, Brahms, and Sabine. This is one of those steps where having a friend to hold the zombie could come in clutch. And in order to get these, capture 3 mimics from around the map. First, you need to shoot them until they are almost dead and then capture them. To be clear, this trap will catch regular zombies as well, so be careful about where you place it and when you activate it. When you trap the mimic, give the trap a little bit of time to settle. I learned that if you picked it up too soon, the mimic just respawns. You also only get 1 of these mimic spawns a round, so make sure you're being as careful as possible for an early round run. Anyways, the 3 specific spots you need to trap the mimics around the map are Dr. Peck's quarters in spawn. This can be found up the stairs past Ravnaz to your right. The second room is going to be in the Colonel's office right above Juggernog. And the final area is in planning offices, surprisingly. Planning offices seems to be one of the most difficult areas to trap the mimic. However, if you save one until the end of the round, they are all pretty easy. My first game took about 2 tries per area. Then in my next game with a few friends, we got this step done on round 9. So don't worry if you don't get it your first try, it seems to be straight up RNG. Anyways, each time you trap a mimic, take it back to the memory transfer machine. The memory will be read back by the character. Weaver will chime back in at the end, either confirming the memory or telling you to keep looking.
That's the second activation code. Good work. That's what we need to reboot the mainframe.
Once you've got Brahms, Sokolov, and Sabim's memories downloaded, the last memory will tell you the coordinates for Maxis in the Dark Aether and transfer that data onto a floppy drive. That floppy drive will then be ejected from the computer, at which point you'll now pick it up and continue on to the next step. With your newly acquired floppy drive, you'll have to head over to the planning offices. Depending on which way you walk in, you have to interact with the computer here on the right. Once you've done this, the OPC, or the big dome looking thing, will attempt a quantum breach. Once this is initiated, the OPC will open and begin to charge up. However, instead of successfully breaching, the OPC simply creates an unstable portal, prompting us to interact with Dr. Peck again. Once he's done talking, he will simply close his blinds as Ravnaz begins to talk again. He will end up giving us a code for the locker located right next to Dr. Peck. Don't worry, this code does not need to be memorized. Once Ravnaz says the code, you simply need to interact with the locker and the Aether meter will fall right out. The next step requires us to search for 3 Aether Crystals in order to stabilize the portal. In order to do this, we need 2 things. 1, a Ray K-84 wonder weapon, and 2, a shovel. The shovel has only one spawn location, and it's outside of mission control where Dr. Peck is, in the building in the Scorched defense area. Also, again, I have a quick 6-minute guide on how to get the Ray K-84, all possible ways, so go check that out if you want to, and once you have both of those, we can move on. The first crystal is the easiest one. You'll start out by digging up a small area next to the field hospital. After you interact with it, the crystal will spawn in for a few seconds. Once it starts to shake, it will move to another position, staying in the barracks area. In order to catch this crystal, you need to use your Rai-K wonder weapon. With your alternate shot from the Rai-K, you need to shoot it at the crystal, run over, and pick it up. As long as the orb is over or near the crystal, it will not move. Your next crystal is also pretty easy. You'll need to come over here in the lot at the bottom of the stairs heading to engineering. This little circle to the left in the corner is what you're looking for. Like the last crystal, this will spawn in and then despawn, but this time there will be many. The only one we're looking for is the one with only white smoke. This may seem like mid-game it will be hard to differentiate, but honestly, Treyarch made them pretty distinctive. Once you've got the right one, you can move on to the last crystal. The last crystal can be found in jungle defense in the middle area of where the zombies spawn during an assault round. Before you do this, I recommend you at least have quick revive, Juggernog, Speed Cola, and some type of armor in either a Ray-K, M16, or shotgun. If you do this early enough, it won't be that much of a challenge. For this one, you need to interact with a circle on the ground. Once you do that, the crystal will pop up out of the ground and initiate a sort of lockdown sequence where if you step out of the circle, you will take damage. Kind of like an onslaught. Your biggest problem here will be manglers and the constant dog spawns. Once you've completed this, you'll have access to all 3 crystals. You will now want to place those 3 crystals in all 3 generators around the map. The same ones you use to turn on power. Once you've done this, the OPC will end up being overcharged. Oh no, what do we do? Don't worry, it's no big deal. At the start of the very next round, you can do this next step, but I recommend saving a zombie till the end of the round to make this step so much easier. What you're going to do is align the satellites around the base. In order to do this, you'll have to interact with the computer in the planning offices. Our goal is to move this bluish white dot on our screen over one of these satellites that has a white background and a black question mark. Now, I'm not sure if these are random, but every time I've seen this step done, the right yellow dot on screen was the one on Earth. But mind you, before this step, there are 2 things you need to know. If you're playing on console with a controller, operating this cursor is no big deal. Just use the D-pad. But on PC, especially with custom button mapping, my eyes go cross-eyed and roll all the way into the back of my head when doing this step. I mean, what does this even mean? Anyways, the final thing you need to know before doing this step is that this is the last step. After this, the OPC will charge up. Once it's done, you simply need to interact with the OPC and your cutscene starts, and right after that, it's the boss battle. I'm going to recommend that before you even do the satellite step, you gear up. The only perk I'm going to say you won't need is Elemental Pop and maybe Stamina. You'll definitely want at least a double pack punched Raikei and a Ring of Fire. Monkeys, Semtex, maybe if you want to switch it up, go Stems and Molotovs. Airstrikes, Napalms, and Chopper Gunners can do some damage to Orda, but will mainly be helpful to keep your teammates under cover. And for whatever reason, the Papped RPG just melts her, so maybe just go in with that. One last tip, don't get too close. I recommend staying behind the stairway next to the ammo crate. Any closer and she will one-hit you. And if you're either reviving yourself using Tombstone or your teammates reviving you, they also have a chance to be one hit. I've made the mistake already, and I will never have another reason to go past those steps again. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for my full comprehensive guide to the Firebase Z Easter egg. If you guys are enjoying this map as much as I am, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm planning on coming out with another guide showing you the best setups, training, and camping spots, and the best way to take out Orda, so get subscribed for that. Anyways, guys, stay safe, wear a mask, and peace.